Hello, I am Yogini Sunita, and this is Meditation, Yoga, and Stuff podcast. I believe my dharma or my life's purpose is to share my understanding of meditation, yoga, and Ayurveda, holistic healing science of India. I make these amazing wisdoms accessible and adaptable for present times. So let's start. Hello and welcome to the podcast. Today I'm going to talk about self-care. I am going to focus on today's whole podcast on importance of self-care. What is self-care really? And I think self-care is basically our relationship with ourselves and tuning into that. Now, why self-care? And a lot of time, especially when we start looking after ourselves, we start thinking that we are almost being selfish. And that's not true, because when our cup is full, we can give better, we can give more. So I started noticing in myself that when I'm looking after myself better, I can be much better and much calmer and much giving person. So let's tune into what is self-care really and why it is so important. So from yogic point of view and also from meditation point of view, when we start doing these practices, these practices almost brings us home into our body, into our mind. So these practices help us to connect with ourselves. And when we connect with ourselves, we start noticing that, for example, if you go to asana class or yoga physical movement class, start noticing, I'm lifting my shoulders up. I should relax them. And then from this information, maybe you take from the mat or from your yoga class into your daily life, and you start noticing that, not just in doing yoga practice, I am also doing it into my cooking or office work. And when I'm stressed, my shoulders go up or my neck gets tense or things like that. And we start noticing these habitual patterns. When we start noticing these habitual patterns, the question arises, what are we going to do about it? So we may start going to regular asana practices to release this stress. We start bringing in more understanding that, these are the reasons I am doing this with my body or with my mind. And we start bringing in self-care there. So this is the value of self-care. We start bringing in conscious awareness of letting the stress go. We are mostly in this modern world, we are mostly in sympathetic mode. What is that mode? Is that fight and flight mode. Now, we're not living in the jungle anymore. There are no tigers chasing us or lions chasing us or someone is going to attack us. But our reactions to stress is still the same, because we think that as a human being, we become modern human, but our reactions are still the same. And so for example, if the tiger or lion is going to jump on us, are we going to get ready to, like, adrenaline kicks in and we're ready to really, body creates a lot of chemical reactions in our body to really move fast and things like that. Heart rate increases, there are a lot of things happens. And with this, when the attack is over, we still have these floating in our system. Now, similarly, now we may react to that we may have this exact similar reaction to stress in our life. And this stress could be just a meeting with your boss. It could be a presentation, public speaking. It could be driving. It could be anything. And we have almost similar reaction of fight and flight. Over the period of time, though, as human being, we don't know how to shake this off. So we carry these chemical chemistry in our body in a way. And over the period of time, if we're repeating anything, we are creating habit. So this almost becomes habit. And these reactions then create a lot of, so we all really, we behave differently with the stress. So each one of us will have different reaction to the stress. And that completely depends on what we call sanskaras in yoga. That means the environment we grew up. And so our reaction come from that. And so each one of us will react differently. And it could be maybe someone may have inflammatory thing, someone may have heart rate increase, someone may have high blood pressure, a lot of stress related diseases now. If you look at the medical information, that there are almost like 80 to 85% diseases are related to our stress. Now, when we understand this logically, and so how can we reduce this stress? How can we consciously reduce this stress? And when we want to reduce this stress, the practices like, consciously looking after ourselves, self-care practices, what is it we really want in this moment? And it's not from the materialistic point of view, really caring, consciously tuning into what's happening in the body, what is going to serve you better. Maybe a nana nap is going to serve you better, or maybe, having that wholesome meal or a nice cup of tea is going to serve you better than any other practices like, alcohol and things like that. So when we have stress in our system, if it is becoming habit, we can start bringing in positive habits through self-care. It could be even a walk in the nature. It could be even gardening if you want. It could be a wholesome meal. It could be listening to your favorite songs, calming songs. It could be dancing. It could be a really good, relaxing, restorative yoga class. Gentle yoga practice can help as well. It could be meditation practice. Even a nice cup of tea with your friend is going to be can be very self-caring. In yoga philosophy, we call it Sangha. Sangha means like-minded people. And these people who really uplift our energy. And so this kind of company is also stress releasing. Good laughter, really, really important in life. There are so many ways we can look after ourselves. Almost like taking a tiny pause and really noticing that what is going to help me in this situation. Also notice that what is not serving us. And if you have regular meditation or practices like even yoga or Tai Chi, which work with energy gaining, these practices are going to serve as self-care practices. On top of that, if you start noticing that, what food you eat, is it going to serve you? What drinks are serving you? What's happening in your body? All these things, when we start noticing, it helps us to really look after ourselves. A lot of time we numb ourselves, and we numb ourselves by not paying attention to our system's need. And over the period of time, the system start knocking, start telling us, okay, pay attention, look after yourself. And if we don't do that, there will be a nudge, maybe shoulder ache, maybe headache, maybe any pain in the body. And then if we still don't pay attention, the nudge keep growing and keep growing till we listen to these nudges from our system. So pay attention to these nudges and see if you can start your self-care today. The value of self-care is unbeatable. So please look after yourself. Self-care is not selfish. From my personal experience, I'll tell you that how valuable self-care is. And I also started noticing that, how we treat ourselves is going to bring in more compassion in your how you treat others. So start with yourself. In yoga philosophy, we have principle called Ahimsa. Ahimsa, the meaning of Ahimsa is non-violence. It's not just with our violence towards others, but it's also with ourselves. And it begins with our thoughts. Notice your thoughts. Be kind with your thoughts. Start your self-care there. Then where else can we bring this ahimsa or non-violence in our life? Consciously looking after yourself. How will you treat your loved one? The person you love so much, how will you treat them? Treat yourself like that. And start there. There is nothing selfish in that. If you have not received this love from outside, that's okay. Start giving it to yourself. Fill your cup. Slowly and steadily look after yourself. Fill your cup. Once you start doing this, you start noticing that it calms our system down. It brings us so much peace in our system. Have the practices which are going to be really consciously filling your cup. Remember that we are enough and we can do this. We can look after ourselves. Start here. And when we start doing this, naturally we are going to attract more love and compassion and joy in our life. So focus on self-care without thinking that it is selfish. Look after yourself, notice what's happening in your system, and then share it with others as well. So it's not just yours for yourself, but self-care is going to help others. If they need your support in their self-care, then give it to them. So I hope that this chit chat today helped you to focus on your self-care journey. Self-care is not selfish. Once again, I'm going to repeat this. It's very important. This sentence has helped me a lot. So focus on yourself in positive sense and share your positive energy with others once you filled your cup. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate that you're taking this time out of your day. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care. Bye for now.